Danny, straight back here. Straight back.
Danny,
Over
back
here.
here.
Is that Dave? Oh, I'm at ESPN.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
Middleweight's a hot weight class. This was obviously a much anticipated fight in the weight class.
Yes.
We had Canelo Cotto a few weeks ago, Triple G a couple weeks before that.
Right.
Lou was talking about the fight he has with his other fighter, Andy Lee, in the title defense against Saunders. I guess the question is, what do you want to do next, assuming that there's not going to be an immediate rematch between you and Peter?
I mean, I think the obvious answer would be to say, yeah, leave it up to my manager and, you know, see what works. But I mean, I want to fight the best. You know, I want to be able. My whole thing was before, obviously coming back, I wanted to get the 12 rounds and to prove to myself that I can go a full 12 rounds with the elite. And I've done that. I've gone 12 rounds, so now I know I got it in the bank. I'm willing to face any and everybody out there. If it's the winner of Andy Lee Saunders, then that's something that I'll do. Or if it's something, if it's what's Eubanks? Yeah, Chris Eubanks Jr. If it's my mandatory, if it's something that I have to do as far as, you know, fighting the mandatory, that's what I'll do. But, you know, I feel like I'm on fire now, man. You know, I'm ready to take on the best, and I'm in my prime, so.
Danny, Chris Eubanks here, Cyberspace Charade of Boston. We've talked to you for a long time. I've known what you've gone through with Pierrot, with cancer. How sweet is this getting that win against a crosstown rival and actually showing everybody that you can beat a top 5, top 10 fighter?
It's a bittersweet, but I mean, you know, I'm just grateful that I'm able to, you know, prove the doubters wrong, because there was a lot of negativity going into this fight. You know, some that I just had to block out. Like I just erased my Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, because it was so many people bash talking me saying that I wasn't of the elite, I wasn't, you know, that caliber of fighter. And I know deep down inside I was. I mean, I fought Sean Porter in the amateur 6 times, and we went to war every time. So I knew that I knew the skill is there. But boxing is always about proving yourself, and I think the tonight's victory, that's what we did.
And your last 2 fights, they ended, you know, really early. Your knockout percentage is phenomenal. It's on par with any other, you know, professional really in sport next to Wilder. Do you think this puts you in a level where people look at you as not just a great fighter with great speed, but actually as a really knockout artist? Or is there anything else that you would need to do to be on that level, like a Golovkin, that was a knockout artist?
Just continue to do what I've been doing. I mean, that's really not my worries as far as where I'm placed. I mean, ultimately, yeah, but right now, I think all I need to worry about is just making sure that I fix the flaws that I have in my game and just worry about perfecting what I have and be the best that I can be. Because with that being done, then, you know, they can't deny it.
What are your flaws?
I mean, every fighter has flaws. I'm gonna sit here and go through the list, you know, but I mean, every fighter has flaws, but and it was one thing that Peter alluded to before the fight was even made. He was like, you know, I don't really have anything to prove. You know, there's nothing to gain with this fight. And my mentality was, every fighter has something to prove, whether it's to themselves or to the sport in general. You're always going to have something to prove, and I feel like that's what I'm doing. And as a student of the game, I understand that, and that's why we're getting better and better. And, you know, me coming into my man strip now, you're seeing the strength and the power. And I think everything is going to play out phenomenal if I continue to do what I'm doing.
So, so today was a minute range of the fight. The Mora fight in August was 2 rounds. How much turnaround time do you need to get back in there? Do you want to get out?
I want to get right back in there, man. Sergio Moore put a tweet out today too.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No.
But I mean, it's, you know, this is a fight, or this is a sport where, you know, if the fans aren't really intrigued by it, then your stock or, you know, your stardom really doesn't grow. So I'm not sure if the fans wants to see a Sergio Moore rematch more so than the winner of Saunders and Lee or Triple G or somebody like that. So, you know, we'll go back to obviously the man, Al Heyman, see what he wants to do. He gives the best advice, and we'll take it from there. But I think I'll probably be back maybe first quarter of next year. That might not be too long.
It sounds like you can make the March 17th St. Patrick's Day with Andy Lee if he's able to win. Is that something that you would like to do? He normally fights.
Look at Lou, look at Lou.
Lou's excited about that.
That'll be cool.
I'm not the boss here, man.
The two belts are for sitting in front of this guy right over here.
I think that would be cool. It would definitely be something that I'll be looking forward to. Andy Lee is a tremendous champion, very strong, an exciting fighter. To obviously put it here in New York City, it would be another New York City type of feel that the fans would appreciate. There's a lot of Irish fans here, and there's a lot of supporters for myself, so I think it would be another sellout.
We're going to do 3 more questions, and then we're going to let this man leave with his son and go home and celebrate and get some sleep. And he's got to wake up tomorrow and watch the fight.
I'm going to Shake Shack, man.
Danny, I'm not sure if any clean shots were landed, but if you could give us a power ranking on, all your opponents and where Peter Quillin ranks as far as power.
No, you know what? It was a shot that he missed that I just felt the wind and I felt the power. I was like, man, you know what I mean? I was just trying to avoid those shots because I knew that I knew he was a strong guy just by the way he threw his punches. So I knew it probably was going to be a long night if I wasn't careful. So I wanted to make sure my defense was tight. But I think I do remember kind of pulling his defense down to catch him with a nice right hand, and that's what started everything. But he's a strong champion. We know he has the heart and the will, to continue to fight if he could. But, hopefully we can do it again.
Danny, you got the stats right there. Drop the knowledge on them.
The stats? Okay. Final shots. Punches thrown, 53 by myself, 16 by Quillin. Total punches connected, 27 by myself, 2 by Quillin. So yeah, he only landed 2 shots on me. I don't know if that one shot gave me this knot right here. Peter Quillin is a strong guy, but and even before the fight, we knew that his punch count wasn't really high. He wasn't that guy to throw a lot of punches. So I knew that if he was going to throw a lot of hard shots, it wasn't going to be that many. So the goal was to win the first 3 rounds and just try to have him play catch up, and then that would have fit right into my game plan, which is box, move, and take him into deep waters, like your hat says in the back.
Danny, congratulations. Over here, brother. Over here to you.
Okay.
What's up, Danny? Congratulations on the victory. Coming into the fight, were you aware that Peter was susceptible to the right hand? And when you heard it, were you surprised that you got to him that quick?
I was surprised that he was hurt that quick. Because when I entered the ring, we were staring at each other, and he had the lion in him. You know what I mean? You could just see the animal status, and I was just like, man, this guy means business. You know what I mean? I might have to, box a little bit the first couple of rounds. But like I said, I'm 100% into my ability and what I'm capable of doing. And when I heard him, I knew I was going to get him out of there. I just really did. I was just a little worried about punching myself out, but I knew the fact that he was hurt, it was either going to be a matter of time, whether it was the second round or the third round, but I knew I was going to get him out of there.
Thank you.
Last question to your right over here.
Danny, this is Steve K from BoxersAndBowlers.com. This question is for you, Mr. Rosier.
Yes, sir.
If the fight had gone longer, what was your game plan coming into this fight?
Well, my game plan, like I alluded to earlier, my game plan was to obviously win the first half of the fight in points, and then have him play catch up. Because if we know Peter Quillin, we know he's not technically sound. He lunges in with his punches. He actually goes for the knockout each and every time he fights. So I knew if he was going to have to play catch up, he would be desperate and lunging in, and me being a sharpshooter, that would have just fit right into my game.
What's better than watching sports with your friends? Watching sports with your friends for free. Now there's a way. Catch free live sporting events, movies, and TV shows all on demand in high definition. Tiger Stream. Stream like a tiger.